So I want to take a minute and address a question that might be going on for you as you're reading through this blog and thinking about trauma and what exactly trauma is. A lot of the moms, in fact, most of the moms that I work with, when we start talking about past experiences and things that they consider to be negative or difficult or hard times in their life, one of the questions I get almost every mom that I work with is, how do I know that this is traumatic? How do I know that this is really trauma? Trauma, it's such a big word. In my experience, it could have been a lot worse, or I've heard this story, I've heard that story, and my personal experience, it may not have been that bad. And I think that some of the moms I work with, they may feel a little bit of guilt or failure on their part to label their experience as traumatic and even negative. And I want to take a minute and say that only you get to determine if what you have gone through is traumatic. No one else on the outside gets to judge that experience and label it. This is an experience that you've had, and if it is impacting you, continuing to impact you on a day-to-day basis, or even just on a weekly basis, or if it just comes up at random times and you're taken back to that experience and you find that it's affecting you, if it's affecting the relationship that you have with yourself or with your children or with your spouse, then there's probably something there that you need to explore a little bit further. And it's okay for you to say that this was a hard thing. This was a negative experience, or this was traumatic for me. This is trauma. And that's okay. So I want to give you the encouragement, give you the validation that what you underwent was hard, and it is now affecting your life. It's affecting the relationships you want to have, not only with your family, not only with your children, but the relationship you want to have with yourself. And I encourage you to sit with that and be okay with that. That it doesn't matter what other people's experiences are. It doesn't matter whether or not yours was bad enough. It matters how you feel about it. And the reason it's important that you explore it is so that you can stop the impact that it's continuing to have on your everyday life. So I encourage you not to be thrown by the word trauma. I encourage you to just sit with it. And if it bothers you, if that word traumatic or trauma bothers you, I encourage you to maybe journal a little bit on why that word is so hard. And I encourage you to continue reading through this blog post and to reach out to me if you have any further questions.